God. I slapped her butt, and like while I was down, she just.
Great way to start the stream. Hey, welcome to 2017 in the Legion Radio Network.
I slapped her butt, and like while I was down, she just. Welcome.
So this week, we took a week off last week because of the new year and everything. We're in a new year. We're going to talk about some Star Wars today. Movies, games, theories, shows, everything in between.
Yep. A lot of Star Wars tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fitting because I've been on a Star Wars roll this past month. Been seeing a lot of Star Wars.
Just watching. You mean you've just been rewatching the Star Wars?
Yeah. Been playing Battlefront. It's a Star Wars roll in my book. I got Star Wars posters up here. Rocking and rolling.
Damn, I did mean to wear
I thought I was wearing my Star Wars hoodie, but I'm not.
Yeah, I meant to put on a Star Wars shirt, but totally forgot.
I'm wearing Star Wars pajama pants.
Here we go.
Only one prepared.
I had a Darth Vader onesie, but it was a little too tight in the nether regions.
So, sport off your Schwartz.
I see your shorts is as big as mine. I was gonna put on a helmet. It's gonna sound terrible.
Who's Hot Robot 2005?
It's our friend.
Send me a friend request. Stephen Hafner.
Yeah.
Is he joining in with us today?
No. I think he just wanted us to add him on Skype. So anyway, I guess to start this off, we dedicate it to Carrie Fisher. Very sad that she died. And actually, I know I said I wanted to start with Rogue One, but there was some news I saw today about Carrie Fisher's death that I think we should start with.
Yeah.
So apparently she finished filming all of her parts for episode 8.
Oh.
And she's supposed to have an even bigger role in episode 9. And in the upcoming week, in the upcoming weeks, the director for episode 9 and episode 8 and like her family are all going to come together and meet and try and figure out what they're going to do about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like they said there's 2 really pivotal things that's supposed to happen with her. One of them being she's supposed to meet back up with Luke, who she hasn't seen in, since he ran away. And then she was also supposed to meet back up with Kylo Ren, her son.
Dang.
After he killed his dad.
Yeah, so we're not sure what she's filmed or what they're going to do.
I wonder if they're gonna try to find.
I
a way
hope
to
they don't
just
do the CGI thing. I don't
know what else they're
do
gonna
that.
do.
I think that's a good segue into Rogue One.
Yeah.
Did the CGI bother you? Because I did not notice at all.
You're right. I didn't even notice.
So the only
That's
it
so
bothered
crazy.
me
I need to
only a
look
little bit, but I still was really impressed with it when it was
The
Carrie
only one
Fisher.
that
But the
I-
old guy I thought looked incredible.
I didn't know he was CGI. I was like, man, that dude's still alive.
Nah, he died a long time ago.
Yeah,
How did they do
that
that?
that blew me away. I could not believe
I want to
it.
know how they did that.
Well,
He
it was 3
sounded
people.
exactly-
It was him. It was Senator Organa, who was in a scene with
Yeah.
CGI, and then Princess Leia at the very end. And I thought they
Yeah.
all looked fantastic.
I didn't. The only one I
thought-
really noticed was
Yeah.
was Princess Leia.
Yeah, that's the only one where I was like, whoa. I mean, that's cool, but whoa, she looks. One thing I did not know was that for that movie, they used a ton of unused scenes for the pilots when they were in their fighters
Yeah.
from the old movies. I didn't know.
I didn't
wow,
know that
that's
either.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just
That's
dug up
great.
old tapes and threw them in the movie. Man,
So I guess we can get into kind of what are your guys' opinion on Rogue One? Like how well did it segue into the upcoming trilogy? The story just itself, what'd you think?
So spoilers, just so people
Spoilers.
who are listening, we might have spoilers for the next couple minutes. I thought it was awesome, and I I thought it was really slow, but still good. But then the last half hour or so, I thought
Hey,
was
wait, has
just
Steven seen it?
perfect. Well, he should stop listening.
It's a
if he
spoiler
hasn't.
alert. We
yeah,
warned
we
him.
already warned him.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it segued perfectly because it goes, a couple minutes, right up until a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
It's literally.
I've never
right
seen a
into it.
movie like really do that, or it's like literally, it's like one of those two cassette, like even those movies, like like those old school VHS were like two sets, like it matched up better than those did back in the day, and those were the same movie. But like with
Yeah.
this, yeah, you could literally just take out Rogue One, throw in A New Hope, and it would just be like one continuous movie almost.
So have you
Yeah.
thought about how funny it is now because we know what's happening when Vader boards Leia's ship and he's asking her where the plans are, and the best excuse she can come up with is, "I'm on a
Diplomatic?
diplomatic
diplomatic
mission."
No, so the
through-
thing, I was actually reading an article about that, and it was talking about how that was even like it was okay that they were doing that because basically those guys knew that they had absolutely no hope. And so their one option, and they all stuck to it because the one dude died saying that they were on a diplomatic mission. That was like their one hope, saying like that maybe this will somehow deter them, and they just all stuck with it. Like they knew it was all gonna. They were all gonna
I get
die.
it, but they saw your
It is
ship.
kinda funny.
They saw your ship leave the ship they
And
were boarded
chased
on
it.
in the
And
middle of a
chased it.
battle, and then chased it and
Like
caught up to
the
you.
guy, like Darth Vader,
Oh,
as
it's
he showed
not
to that
me.
guy minutes before, had just slain all of his crew members with a lightsaber because they just
I was
blew
reading an
up
article just
all
talking
those
about
planets.
how bad of a day that whole ship had because they went and witnessed like hundreds of their fellow rebels dying in this massive battle. Then were the only ones to make it out of there, and were getting chased by a super star destroyer, and then got caught up to that, and then they got killed, and then Leia witnessed all of that, and then that same day got her home planet blown up where all of her family was. Like, it's a rough day.
That is a rough day.
But no, it is kind of funny that.
No, but
that was
Hold
all
on,
that.
I'm gonna
So-
go to the quintessential Star Wars fan thing here and point out a mistake you just made in what you just said. Though it was not a super Star Destroyer; it's just a normal Star
Okay,
Destroyer.
alright, sorry. I'm sorry. I figured because
Star
Darth
Destroyer's
Vader's
like-
ship,
or,
Darth Vader's ship is a super star destroyer. He's on them on 5 and 6. So I figured
Yeah.
Darth Vader was on that one.
Nope.
I just, my apologies. My apologies. Podcasters.
So for me, one thing though, when I was watching, and this may have just been because I was really tired, but for like a decent chunk of the movie of Rogue One, I thought it was fantastic, loved the movie, but for a decent chunk of it, the first time I watched it, I was like falling asleep in my chair. I was like, whoa, this is a little dry.
Like
But-
I said, it was a little slow to start with.
I
Yeah.
completely disagree with both of you. I think
was
the movie
slow to start
through and
with.
through was great. Like the one thing.
Oh, I'm not
okay.
saying it's not great.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
thought
saying
it
you're not
was-
either. But I'm saying like I didn't think it was slow because like what do you guys mean by slow? Like is in boring or slow as in like
No,
like
slow
what
as
do you
in
mean?
it was taking. What do you mean? It just wasn't like
There's a
it
lot
wasn't
of-
swapping scenes, like stuff, like a lot of crazy stuff
There's a
going
lot of
on. It was
character
just kinda-
building and stuff.
Well,
It was
yeah.
not the last half hour is just straight battle, and then Darth
Yeah.
Vader
I know, but
murking an
I
entire
liked it
ship
because
of guys.
this was one of the few movies where like especially like we've all watched the Clone Wars or and I don't know if any but you get kind of the feel of that like darkness within the like alliance, like within the first the 4, 5, and 6 movies you just see like clear and day, good and bad. And
Yeah.
I loved how like that whole beginning setup you kind of see like there's this gray area where a mix of like good and bad and evil in the good and then good in the evil, and I thought it was so awesome. Like you kind of see
I
this
think
like
the
conflict
best
between
thing-
the both.
the best thing like that movie explained for me was like it blew my mind that hole that was used to destroy the Death Star
That
was
everyone's
on
mocked for
purpose.
years.
Yeah, yes. Since the
Just
80s.
blown away. Like that was so. I was like, when he said that, I was just like he gave up his whole life. His like, I mean, he was thought to be like, a bad guy, just abandoned his daughter, and who was what, like 4 or 5 years old or something, abandoned her to go work on the Death Star that could blow up you know what I mean? And like the whole time he was able to like fool them and built a. I mean, it's just. I thought that was sick.
Thank you, Papa Urso.
Yeah. I loved the movie through. I didn't think it was slow. Like, okay, maybe like action wise it was a little slow, but I thought it was perfect for the setup of everything that was going on. I like that you got to see, like, in the beginning, I had no idea what's his name, I called him the French commander. What was his name? The guy who was with Jin the whole time?
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I was about to say.
I have no idea what his name is.
I
can't remember his
connected
name.
with him or Jin.
I didn't connect.
But I don't think you were
with
supposed
him
to
at all.
though, because they were all gonna die, so there was no reason to really.
No, but it would be even better if they made it so where you connect to them and you know that they're going to die. That would make.
Well,
it
anyways,
much more
I thought it was.
emotional
I just loved
Yeah.
how like there was this dark. Like I thought for sure that dude was a bad guy, like an assassin going in to kill anybody who knew anything about the Death Star plans. Then you find out that he's this rebel captain.
Hero.
I don't know. I just thought it was really, really cool. The whole like
I thought it
just the
was
darkness
cool.
in that movie. I thought it was.
I thought
great.
it was cool. That was one problem I had, was that I didn't feel like I really I felt like they were trying to do this, like Chris said, character building, but I didn't really connect. I don't feel like I didn't really feel anything at the end when they were both gonna die. I was like, well,
Yeah.
like
I don't know if that's because they didn't do a good job character building or
they
not.
went.
They did a good job building characters. You got a good sense of their history, but I don't know if it was because they didn't do a good job connecting you with them, or if it was just I went into this movie knowing everyone in Rogue One dies. Like we knew already they all die.
Movies like that where you like.
Well, the thing is, you have to think about is that they have, like, because I was thinking about this. I was gonna talk about this later when we start talking about like the third trilogy that's going on right now. Is with 4, 5, and 6 and 1, 2, and 3, you had 3 movies to emotionally connect with all these characters. You know what I mean? And we're so used to that when they build just one movie.
No, I can
But
trump that with
Well, hold on.
Qui-Gon Jinn. He was in one movie, and when he died at the end, you're just kind of like, and I was like, shit, that dude was sick.
Well, anyways, I was just saying because like that's the way I kind of like the most like the difficulty I had connecting with the characters in Rogue One transfers also to the difficulty I have connecting to the characters that are in this newest movie, and I think that's just because we didn't have time to really.
You didn't connect with Finn and Rey?
I connected with Jin so far more than I did with Rey.
Really?
In my opinion.
I love Rey.
I
Because
love Rey
she,
too.
I mean, I do too. I'm not saying I don't, but I don't know. I just personally, I also have a kind of opinion that this latest trilogy seems a little bit more kiddish, and that's why I think I liked Rogue One better, because it's in my opinion, yeah, okay, don't get me wrong, the battle scenes are a little more awesome, but as far as
Well,
acting
yeah, and the
goes,
stormtroopers like in the first 30 seconds murder an entire village.
yeah, I mean that's true.
Very kiddish.
Touche.
Although, you know, it's funny. I just started watching Clone Wars, and I'm almost done with season 2 now. I only have like 2 episodes left in season 2, and this is the 3rd or 4th time I tried watching it. And I was talking to you, Caleb, and you said something. I was complaining about the droids and how they sound just like complete morons in season 1, and you're like, "Well, it's a kids show," and I was like, "That's a pretty good point." And then, like, episode 10 of season 1, you see a dude get stabbed through the back with a lightsaber. I was like, this is hardly a kid's show when you're watching people get, like, murdered with lightsabers.
That dude that gets, like like smashed in the
Yeah, well-
elevator in the beginning, man.
Well, when I was trying to figure out, because since I hadn't seen the Clone Wars movie before the show came out, we were trying to figure out if you watched that one first before the show. I was reading about how originally the reason the first season starts out that way is because it was kind of just supposed to be solely like a kid's show, but then as it developed, they were just like, no, we're making this like real. So that's why the beginning episodes seem more kiddish, and then as they go on, it just gets crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm almost on season 2, and it's a very drastic difference. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I see, back to the other Star Wars, I see where Josh was saying about it seeming a little bit more kiddish. Like, some of the acting is a little bit like, seems on purpose cheesy, not because they're bad actors.
Well,
Yeah.
I've also read in interviews with the director of Rogue that because Rogue is not a numbered movie, so it's not part of, like, it's a Star Wars story. Like, that's its
It's a
subtitle.
standalone, yeah.
It's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. They wanted it to not fall into that same, like, Star Wars cliches, because every Star Wars movie has to have the sliding transitions. You have to have, like,
yeah,
you have to hit
Yeah.
this, and this beat. They wanted this movie to be a darker. They wanted it to be like a war movie set in Star Wars, and not a Star Wars movie.
I
that
hope they do
had
more
war.
like that too. Like, I hope eventually, I would love it if they did eventually make like a, I mean, maybe this is asking too much, but something about the Clone Wars, but an actual like movie, or an actual like, but I just don't think they could.
I don't think they're
they
going
already
to.
have
They already have the show.
the Clone Wars, show. But yeah, so I guess, so we talked about Rogue One. I guess then you just want to move into the next trilogy, just how we feel about it, or do you want to talk a little bit about the
The new
Like the
trilogy-
next-
originals first?
The newest trilogy or the trilogy that comes after Rogue One?
which episode?
7 through 9.
7. Episode
So
7 is like one of my favorites. Episode 7, 5, and Rogue are like all on par for me. I thought episode 7 was fantastic.
I liked it a lot too. It was very, very entertaining, and I just I like the fact that I don't think it's going to take away from the old ones, and I mean they're expanding the story. Like, you get to,
Yeah.
there's going to be more now. It's not just like, oh, it ends at episode 6. That was cool. Like, it's continuing now. Like, what? Is it a decade later since episode 3, or more than that?
What? Episode 4?
No.
When was episode
6.
3 made? That was the last.
Oh, you
that was
mean
the
when did it
last
come out?
Star Wars movie made, yeah.
That's been over a decade. I think I was a
Yeah, so
freshman in high
now-
school when that came out, so it was like 2004.
Yeah, so now like Star Wars just so great, and like it's lived for, like, they haven't made a movie, you know, in that long, and it's still so popular, and now it's coming back. Like, now there's all this, then now we get like these side stories that come with it. Like, I love it. I like the characters. I loved the Empire. Like, I
Yeah,
loved
that's what my
the
I think
Empire.
issue was is so far.
So, it's kind of weird that these guys, what are they called again? What are they called? The bad guys in this
First Order?
First Order.
First Order,
yeah,
that's
First
it.
Order. Like, I know they're not the Empire, but they are, right? Like, didn't they come from the Empire?
Yeah,
that
they're
was
like
left-
they're what's left
It's
of
like
the
it's
Empire.
like, and I think that's one reason
So-
why I'm having trouble right now. Like, I thought I loved the fighting in the 7th movie. I thought it was awesome. But when it came to like the actual story part of it, and the setup with Kylo Ren and just the new characters that came in, I had a really hard time with it. Like, I was expecting, because they made Kylo Ren look so awesome. I was so
is, though.
pumped.
He
for
is
Kylo
awesome.
Ren.
Badass.
You just
He's
don't like when he takes his helmet off.
No, that's
I-
not it at all. I just legitimately
little
thought that the
impulsive.
whole movie.
Hold
I
on.
thought he was
Has
just
anyone
an
in
emotional
any
wreck.
of the movies ever done anything cooler with the Force than Kylo Ren in the first 2 minutes?
Okay, all right. No,
And he
but
sounds badass too.
he sounds cool, but
Look,
it's not all about that though. Like, I have a super issue with just like his personality. Like, I
How
just
wait?
think
How
he's
do you
so
think he's super
whiny.
moody and whiny, but you like Anakin?
Because Anakin is Darth
Anakin is
Vader.
the biggest bitch.
he isn't though. Like
Yes,
he
he
has internal
is.
struggles, but he deals with them way better than
How?
Kylo
Wait,
Ren
how?
does.
By murdering an entire village and then murdering all the younglings and then
Yeah,
murdering all
as
the Jedi.
opposed-
How's
yeah,
that better?
as opposed to just being like.
But he's not like,
"Love
"Whoa."
it."
He killed
Yeah.
all of Luke's trainees with his Knights of Ren.
Yeah,
He formed his own badass group of killers.
I just had trouble with it. I thought he was
I
super
hold my
whiny in the
tongue
movie.
on Kylo Ren. Like after he took his mask off, I was like, oh fuck.
I didn't
But,
care
like,
about that at all.
But
I didn't care about how. he looked.
I'm waiting to see, because I know a lot of it's gonna go into like how he evolves with like more training and more like
Yeah, and that's why I'm
stuff
giving him some.
happening.
I'm not like I haven't completely disowned him so far.
I
but
love
right now.
Kylo.
I think
He's-
he's the worst Sith I've ever seen in my life.
No
When you compare him-
way.
When
No
you compare him
way.
to Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, Count Dooku.
Count Dooku. How are you gonna put Count Dooku over
I didn't like
Kylo
Count
Ren?
Dooku. Yeah, I didn't like Count
Because I just thought
It's
he
not
was.
that I don't like
Count
Count
Dooku. Also, I think
just-
I've read a lot more on the behind the scenes
He's
of
just
Count
kind of
Dooku.
meh.
Yeah, he's a lot more
But-
intimidating than the like movies.
Than the movies
give him.
actually lead on.
No, it's true.
But because it's like you'll see in the Clone Wars, he's like
No,
awesome
he's-
in that.
He's
in that.
cool.
But,
like I said, I don't have anything against him.
But he's
I-
not more bad. He's not
I
more
just
badass
think-
than Kylo Ren.
For bad guys, because for Star Wars, Star Wars, it doesn't have a ton of depth to most of its characters. A lot of it's just Darth Vader
In the movies.
looks
In the
insane.
movies, it
Yes,
does.
in the movies. Kylo Ren fits that. So it goes Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, and Darth Maul are like the top tier to me. Kylo
Oh,
Ren, I
okay,
think,
okay.
like, just he fucking looks incredible.
He looks
His voice is
badass.
incredible.
That's
I thought
what
that
had a problem
lightsaber
with,
was
though.
stupid, but then I saw it in the movie, and his lightsaber is badass.
It's so cool, dude. And that's the thing. Like, I have no, like, I completely agree with everything you're saying about how he looks, his equipment. Like,
I
it
just
is
don't
all
think
incredible.
I just
but
don't
it's
understand
just
how you
him
think he's
as a-
whinier than
as a Sith.
Anakin.
He's just terrible, in my opinion.
But Anakin literally bitches about getting sand in his boots.
But
the
he
thing-
I
does all these
hate
cool
sand.
things,
It gets
though.
everywhere.
Hey, but one thing that Kylo Ren has an issue with is he has a draw to the light side, which is weird.
I know.
with
I think
a
that's
Sith.
fucking awesome.
I
I think
mean,
that's
that
a
is
great
cool. That's
character
cool.
trait.
I think it's cool, but it's just different. You know, it's just different. You have to get used to. I love Kylo Ren. I think he's badass.
wouldn't you say Darth Vader at the end of his life had a draw to the light side as well, though?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but
He absolutely did.
After
wait till- I mean,
decades of just murdering.
Look what he did. Yeah, I mean,
The reason why I think so far, like when you look at Anakin, like he was in the Clone Wars, like he led an amazing unit. He just rocked so many people constantly. He's lost like every limb in his body multiple times. Probably has a
Because
robot
he's a
dick by
bad.
now.
Because he's a bad fighter.
Or he just
I-
goes up against people that are way better than him.
Did
But-
you
So
see that?
bad
Just-
judgment or bad fighter.
Like, did you see that meme when when it shows Luke Skywalker on top of that like railway in the ship when he's fighting Darth Vader, and, and he's like, "It's over, Father. I have the high ground." And Darth Vader's like, "I ain't falling for that again." Like throws his lightsaber.
That's awesome. Hold on, I think that goes nicely to something I want to talk about was Obi-Wan and Anakin's two fights. You know, fight as Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then the fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. And for the first
not
fight,
bad.
for the first fight, I just want to point out what a dick Obi-Wan is. Obviously, he loves him, but not enough to put him out of his misery. He
Yeah.
chops off 3 of his limbs and then
Yeah,
watches
left
as
him
he
to burn.
catches on fire
Oh,
and leaves
you know what? Yeah, I
him
always have
there.
thought about that. Like, you were the chosen one. Like, did he really love him that much, or hate him that much to just let him burn
You just
there?
let
Like,
him burn.
Yeah,
Like, put
that's
him out of his
messed
misery.
up.
Jesus, dude.
No, I
but do
completely
the Jedi
agree with
believe
you
in
there.
mercy killings, though? You know? Like, can they take a life of a defenseless person, right?
I
You
don't
know?
know. That's a pretty good philosophical question. I don't know.
But morally, it was messed up.
Yeah, I think we can all
Oh,
agree it's
yeah, I
pretty
mean,
messed up. Just leave someone
Hey,
to
and I'm
burn
glad
to
I'm
death.
glad you brought this up though, because I just have recently watched the fourth and fifth movie, so I've like the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan is pretty fresh.
Mhm.
It was funny watching it because when you see that it's like the first lightsaber battle that was ever filmed, and it was so
Oh, it's
Like,
lame.
his lightsaber's like,
pathetic.
go. Well,
But
I think it's.
I
but
think you
hold
can
on,
go
that
back.
fight is more.
done.
It's
I'm
way
not done.
more.
I'm
Like,
not done.
Can I talk now?
But but I loved it so much because like even though they hadn't filmed any of the prior movies, you can still feel that like emotional bond that they had. And just even at the end, like I always had so many questions as to what type of magicianry, whatever the
Just
word is,
what type of magic? I think that works.
that happened when Darth Vader goes to kill him and he just kind of like gives up. Well, and he just disappears. Sorry, I almost cut myself off. But what happened was, and I was reading about this because I was just really confused on it still. What happened was is when he saw Luke, when they were all running to the Millennium Falcon, he basically he didn't die, but I forget what it's called. He kind of let the Force like absorb him to give
Well,
himself basically
yeah, he became a force
his
ghost.
like power to Luke to be able to train him more and stuff. So he like kind of basically gave up. And that's also why Darth Vader wasn't like I did it, you know? Like he wasn't like he didn't feel a victory when he slayed Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What I think is now with the prequels, one of the things I think the prequels did really well was establish that relationship between the two of them. And I think now we can go look back at that first fight. Well, the second fight, but the first fight we all saw, and see that I don't think they really wanted to fight each other
No.
at that point. And I
Yeah.
think that's why it's so restrained. Because we know, thanks to the prequels, that old Jedis like Yoda can still flip around and do shit,
Yeah.
but they just kind of stand there.
yeah, and I mean, obviously they didn't have the like
The ability.
the ability to really do an insane lightsaber scene. But what I think is great, what I was gonna say about that is I also think like going back and watching that, it's way more like emotional than it was initially like filmed as. You know, I feel like they
Mhm.
did a good job at like they filmed it a certain way to where like you can now go back and watch it knowing what you know and like feel that emotional like oh like it's a moment, you know, that you feel. And with that, I think they knew that. Well, obviously they had to, but when they made the fight between them in the third or in the third episode, when it was just like this insanely long, like insanely choreographed, just crazy lightsaber fight, like the most intense one in like all the movies. And I think that they did that, you know, because they know what happens in the fourth episode when they fight, how it is, and so they made it like where it's just like, hey, this is what happens, like this is what happened between these two. And
Mhm.
that's my favorite lightsaber fight in the whole. I
Episode
love
3.
that scene. Yeah, I love that so much.
I have such a hard time picking my favorite because my favorite episode 3 is definitely my third. I think it's the best of the original
love that
trilogy's
one.
fights. But my favorite, I cannot decide between episode 5, Luke versus Darth Vader. I think the cinematography, everything, just the symbolism of like
Yeah.
the colors in the background and what's happening is awesome.
Yeah.
And then it leads up to, you know, the reveal of being Luke's father. And
Yeah.
then episode 7's final fight between Rey and Kylo Ren,
Oh,
I
you
thought
are
was
out of
fucking.
your damn
That
mind.
fight is fucking awesome.
God, you're
Cinematography
killing me.
wise, it's incredible.
Dude,
It's the first movie, and this makes a huge difference when you notice. It's the first movie where the lightsabers they
lighting,
used
yeah.
on set had their own light that they admitted, which makes a drastic difference to how dramatic the fights look. Yeah, I think it just
no,
looks
I
super
thought
cool.
it was sick because it was like so different from all the other ones, and it was
Yeah.
like so like you said, the lighting was different. The background with it, like the snow in the woods. Like, where have you ever seen snowy woods in a Star Wars movie before? And then they're
Yeah,
fighting.
we usually only get one biome. If you have snow, there's no
Yeah.
vegetation. If there's
Yeah.
vegetation, it's jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like it being one of the best, I mean, dude, I think the best is between Obi-Wan and Anakin in Episode 3. I think the second best is between the Emperor and Yoda in
Yeah.
Episode 3.
Really?
That one is pretty nuts.
I mean,
And-
I'm going based on like movie
Just
like
other things.
aspect. I'm not going on this was the most technical
Choreography.
and like intense battle, but I still think that was an intense battle because you had a half-trained Sith going up against a not trained at all, two not trained at all people. Well,
Yeah.
I guess Finn had some training.
Yeah,
He had his
but
stormtrooper training.
not like that. Not
Yeah.
like a. Yeah, not like a. Oh, which by the way, real quick, that when Finn fights that that stormtrooper with that melee weapon,
Yeah,
that is in Battlefront now.
the
It's
melee
got-
weapon.
It shoots like it's a rifle,
Mm-hmm.
and it also like has a lethal melee kill. Thought I'd add that in there. It's pretty awesome.
TR-8R, as they call him.
Something, yeah.
Wow.
Traitor.
Were there anything else regarding the movies that you guys wanted to discuss?
No, I think that's it.
Well, did you guys want to go into or
My
finish
love of
it off?
Episode 7 pisses Josh off.
Yeah. 'Cause
I
thought
like-
was
I
the
love it.
worst one
I-
so far.
I think that's like
Are you
one of the ones I
kidding me?
can watch like over and over and over again. I can watch all the original 3 too over and over and over.
Yeah, I love the
I love
original.
or the like episode 1, 2, and 3. I love those movies.
I wanted to next talk about, I guess, and I don't know if we can finish off with this because I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, but your favorite Star Wars games that you've ever played, or game. We'll limit it to the game. You have to pick one.
One.
I have mine because I thought about it and I'd forgotten about it and I remembered and I was.
I
like,
know what you're gonna say. Go.
Yeah.
I put together a list too of like my, but to pick one is going to be
All
hard.
right.
Go ahead.
My
go first.
favorite Star Wars game of all time, and oh my god, I
Say
need to
it.
get it again, is Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
God.
I love that
That's all right, I can
game.
pick another
You
one.
basically play through the game as Jango Fett, just
Boba
going
Fett.
through his.
You are retarded.
That's your third goof. That is your
You're
third
Boba
goof.
Fett in that whole game.
Hold on, just. You are out of your damn mind.
When did this game come? I never played this one. When did this come out?
I can't believe you just said Boba Fett, Caleb.
Okay.
Look at the
Bounty hunter.
freaking cover. You are so dumb. I can't believe you just said that. You can't talk about it at all now.
All right. He plays the hunter Jango Fett.
God.
You know
Jesus,
what?
people.
Well, okay. In my defense, there's levels in that game where you fight against like Tusken Raiders and you fight in like the desert, and those are the first things that came to mind. And so I immediately thought Boba Fett. But anyway, nonetheless, Star Wars Bounty Hunter is like a dope ass
It's
game.
a dope game. You just play through the entire game as Jango Fett when he's in his bounty hunting days, obviously. And you're just going through all these missions, taking out targets, and just the way the whole game was set up was just incredible. You had awesome weapons.
It was hard.
The levels,
too.
it was hard.
Really hard.
The hardest level I can remember, and it was so freaking hard. It was when you're trying to. I can't remember exactly what the end goal was, but you're basically going through a canyon of Tusken Raiders, and it's so insanely hard. I remember sitting for hours trying to beat this game. I threw a controller at one point trying to get to the end because you didn't have a whole lot of ammo. And they were super hard to kill, and they would kill you instantly. But you had such sweet weapons. You had your little, I can't remember what those freaking darts were called. It was used in the second movie.
the poison darts. Yeah, they killed
because he
that-
uses
that-
it in the second movie. Yeah,
Yeah, you remember that when he kills the changeling, like shoots her in the
Mhm.
neck with that. What the,
the
hell?
dart.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called, but anyway,
Anyway,
that
yeah,
was my
those.
favorite game of all. That was my favorite game, my favorite Star Wars game that I've played.
So, all right. Well, Chris, did you want to go first? You can go first.
Sure, I'm still trying to figure out which one I'll pick.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd probably say Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I knew everybody was
It
gonna
was-
say
it
that.
was
Too. That's such a
Knights of the Old
cliche
Republic.
answer.
Yeah,
it's
that's why
but
I
it's
didn't pick
between
it.
Knights of the Old Republic and Battlefront 2. Like Battlefront was like Battlefront 2 for the PS2. I mean that game everybody.
Did you guys
loved
ever play
that game.
Rogue Squadron 2? GameCube
Yeah.
game? Awesome.
Did you ever
Loved that
play
Fight
Battle
Battle
for
for
Naboo
Naboo. Yeah.
on the
No.
PS2?
I never had a PlayStation.
No, it was
2,
Nintendo,
so-
Caleb.
Yeah, that was
was
PlayStation
Nintendo.
2. We had
God.
it. It was like the first game we got from
Here
Aunt
it
Sharon.
goes
Hold it up.
again.
I'm about to prove you wrong.
Okay,
again.
okay. There was Battle for Naboo for N64, and then there was another ship game for the PS2.
Well, while you're looking at that up, another good game was Shadows of the Empire on N64, and it was hard as shit.
Ooh, you know what was another good one was what's the Jedi like a cat? Not Jedi Academy.
I was about to say Jedi Academy.
No, the one where you like you kind of make your own.
It was
like,
only for Nintendo 64, so
well,
suck it again.
Joshua, there's also one. There's also like a Star Wars like spaceship fighting game on the PS2. Look it up. It's like the first game we ever got on the PS2. No, it was called Josh. What's that game called?
Yeah,
There
I know
was
you're talking
Jedi
about.
Academy and Jedi Outcast. That's what it was
Jedi
called.
Outcast, that's it, yeah.
Jedi Outcast
was a
was-
great
was, I
game.
think an Xbox game and a computer game.
It was a GameCube
Another
game.
We also did you guys play the N64 Pod Racer game?
Ah, heck yeah, I did.
So
That game was
awesome.
awesome, dude.
Pod racing
Yeah,
scenes
dude.
too long in the movie, but that game was amazing.
So great.
You know what? Also, a game that I really enjoyed was the like Star Wars Episode 3 on like the Xbox 360, or was it PS2? No, it was PS2, I think. No, it was 360. I don't remember, but it was the. Oh, you know what? Also, what's that game where you play as Darth Vader's apprentice
Oh yeah.
The more recent
with
one.
the physics? Like that was one of the first games where like there was a lot of physics like with the characters. Like you pick up a
I can't remember.
stormtrooper and like carry him across another stormtrooper, and they'd like grab each other, and like that game is fun, man.
Was it
That
Force
game-
Unleashed?
Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's it.
That game. I played a lot of Star Wars games. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Knights
I
of the Old
love the Force
Republic.
one.
Knights of the Old Republic is so good.
Knights
though.
of the Old
Man,
Republic is just
You can still go back
it's
and
an
play.
incredible. Yeah, oh yeah, heck
And
yeah.
I love that game too because it gives you some awesome backstories to the Star Wars franchise.
Well,
Valid.
yeah, I think one of
What's
the
the
best
other one?
parts is the fact that it takes place in the Old Republic and not
Yeah.
in what we already know. It's not trying to shoehorn a story. Oh, this is all major shit's happening in the background. It's just not ever mentioned by anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I'm just staring at the case right now. That's so sick.
Love that.
Yeah, no, those are. I mean, I think that's pretty much it though. But Battlefront's probably like one of the best ones as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Does Soul
Battlefront.
Calibur with Darth Vader count?
But,
Yeah,
yep,
bro.
That's the best one.
Best Star Wars game
Star
ever.
Wars game ever.
LucasArts Soul Calibur. No, yeah, but I don't know. Is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss?
That's it.
That's it.
We could debate all night.
We
Yeah.
could debate all night, but we want to keep everybody up, and we want people to watch our podcast. So, all right, time to play some whatever we decide to play. Welcome to join us again. We'll be streaming as always on our Thursday night podcasts. That's it, guys.
Docs are the only ones. Yeah, that's it for me.
That's it. So Steven, you can watch us play.
Our loyal
Yeah,
watcher.
our loyal watcher.
Our
We
number one
appreciate
fan.
you. We need to get him a shirt or something
We
for
should
being
get
our
him a
number
shirt.
one fan. We'll get you a shirt, Steven.
Of just
We'll
Josh
send it.
to it. Like,
Yeah, the Josh
Yeah.
face.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
remember, everyone, it's dangerous to go alone.